Welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast, brought to you by TournamentPokerEdge.com, the only podcast dedicated exclusively to poker tournament strategy. Now here's your host, Clayton Fletcher.
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to the Tournament Poker Edge podcast, sponsored by Jaka Coaching, where you can get the best discount available anywhere using the promo code TPE. My name is Clayton Fletcher, and I am your host here in sweet, serene Luray, Virginia. Happy, as always, to be bringing you yet another episode of the world's longest-running poker strategy podcast. Yes, I am in Virginia once again, and no, I'm not in Las Vegas yet. I'm having serious FOMO, guys. The WSOP is going on, obviously, but I still have one final comedy show before I can head out there. This one is tomorrow, Saturday, the 30th of May, at Luray Performing Arts Center, 7:30 p.m. You can get tickets to see me perform in Luray, Virginia on Saturday, May 30th at ClaytonFletcher.com. So the WSOP is in full swing. It's okay. I'll be there soon enough. On Sunday, right after this gig, I'm going to be going straight to Vegas Sunday morning, and I'll be there, and I'm ready to do some damage this year. I mean, I've been studying every single day with all of these brilliant coaches on Jaka Coaching. They have a full curriculum of what Faraz himself calls the 80% of the most important concepts to master in order to crush live poker tournaments. It's about, 11, 12 hours worth of material handled in a very easy to digest, sort of piecemeal, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there sort of format. And you really do get 4/5 of everything that you need for most situations that you will face, especially in smaller buy-in events with, more recreational opponents and stuff. So, yeah, I've been through this multiple times. I've gone through all of this material. I just want to have it down cold so that I'm not ever thinking, oh, what am I supposed to do with this hand in this spot? Or what would Faraz do? Or whatever. I mean, I'm ready. And if you want to get ready, no fooling around, guys. We've got the only 20% discount available anywhere for this great website. You get it free for 7 days and then 20% off. Use jaka.poker/TPE. I'll be getting to Vegas on Sunday. I'm already looking ahead to my schedule, what events I want to play. I do this every year. Like, I make kind of a spreadsheet with the tournaments that I think I'm going to play, and then some days I'll wake up and I just don't feel like playing a poker tournament that day. Or maybe I get a hot tip that there's a lot of fish at this casino right now and I should play in that other tournament instead, whatever the case may be. I know a lot of you guys are focused primarily on the big events at Paris and Wynn and Venetian, but personally, I'm not sleeping on MGM Grand. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be playing a lot of events at the larger rooms, the bigger venues as well, but I've got a soft spot in my heart. I'm not going to lie. I like this MGM Grand poker room. You know, it's kind of like more in the middle of the casino, when a lot of the newer places, they're kind of putting the poker rooms kind of sequestered, where the gamblers might not even know it's up there, like on the second floor, somewhere hidden, right? But this one is kind of right in the middle of the casino floor. You do hear the slot machines in the background while you're playing, but the atmosphere kind of creates more of a party vibe. There's a lot more drinking, a lot more friendly banter, people having fun at the table. And so if you want a little break from the stare downs and the sunglasses and hooded sweatshirts, and you just want to kind of take a little bit of a break and have some fun, I recommend MGM Grand. I'm going to be there next weekend, June 6th through 8th. They have something called the $500 mystery ticket event, and they're guaranteeing a $250,000 prize pool for this thing. And, you know, anything involving mystery bounties, mystery tickets, things of that nature, count me in. I will be there. They have 2 flights a day, 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. So I just wanted to highlight that because it's definitely on my schedule, and I think it should be on yours too. If you happen to see me there, come say hi. I promise I don't bite. Of course, before that, I'm going to play some WSOP events. There's a $1,500 Six Max the PLO Deep Stack event that I actually final tabled a couple of years ago. I'm looking forward to playing that one again. There's an $1,100 event at the Win with a 1.5 million guarantee. I'm excited to play in that one. And obviously the Monster Stack. We're all going to play the Monster Stack, right? It's one of the best tournaments of the summer. Bang for your buck, whatever you want to call it. I'll be there for that one. So obviously I'm champing at the bit. I'm ready to go to Las Vegas, and I'm hoping to see some of you out there. I'm excited. Follow my Substack. I'll still be doing the weekly podcast, but I'm going to be doing the Substack daily, or at least almost daily, kind of updating how things go, whether I made day 2, maybe highlighting a few interesting hands or opponents, stuff like that. It's absolutely free. Clayton Poker on Substack. There's also a link in the description. All right, now I want to go take another look at the hand we discussed last year from day 7 of the WSOP main event 2025. We did talk about this hand last week, but I'm going to go over it again. And this time I want to use GTO Wizard, which is my favorite tool for improving my poker game. It's not just a solver, it's a training program. You can practice against a GTO bot that's going to kick your butt and then show you what you're doing wrong. So let's review this hand one more time and see what the Wizard has to say about Nick Pupillo and the way he played this hand versus Eric Afriat. To review the action, the blinds are 100K and 250K, with the 250K big blind ante. And Pupillo, he has 5.7 million, so about 23 big blinds in this spot. And Nick opens from third position with the King of Hearts, 9 of Hearts. He min raises to 500K, folds to the big blind Eric Afriat, who has him well covered, and he makes the call with the King 8 of Diamonds. So it's King 9 suited versus King 8 suited, and Solver approves 100%. Both of these plays, no problems pre-flop. Now with 1.4 million in the middle, flop is 664 with 2 clubs, and the big blind checks, and Hero checks behind. I remember last week mentioning I thought this might be a mistake. Usually on these paired boards, we want to have a very high frequency of c-betting in these spots. So let's see what GTO Wizard has to say. It turns out it's actually a mixed strategy for the King 9 of Hearts. Mostly betting small, but checking is fine 29% of the time. And that's what Hero did. And now with still 1.4 million chips in the middle, the turn comes the 9 of Diamonds. So our board is now 6-6-4-9 with 2 clubs and 2 diamonds. And big blind checks again, and this time Hero bets 800K into 1.4 million, and the big blind calls with his flush draw. Remember, he's got the King 8 of Diamonds. So here's where things really get interesting. Villain has a lot of leads in this spot, only checking 35% of the time, mostly wanting to bet about 800K or so, which is exactly what Hero ended up doing with his pair of 9s. And generally speaking, when the flop goes check, the out of position player does want to lead a lot of different turn cards. And especially when you pick up a flush draw, you should really consider betting out, because maybe he's just got a hand he doesn't want to continue with, and you can take it down whether you hit your diamond or not. But yeah, Villain decided to check, and Hero wants to bet the King 9 of Hearts, but hardly ever this sizing. We bet about 55% of the time and check the rest in position, right? So check is a solver approved line for Hero with the King 9 of Hearts. Even though we just made a pair of 9s, we're actually checking it back almost half the time. And when we do bet, the solver prefers a much smaller sizing, because our bet is for value, and it's kind of hard to get value from very many hands when we go this big. We do bet 60% of the pot, less than 1% of the time, so not exactly a blunder, but a very, very low frequency play was employed by Nick Pupillo in this situation. Now, in this spot, facing this bet, Afriat can actually do a good bit of check raising, but calling is also solver approved. And now with 3 million in the middle, the river comes the ace of clubs. And now Eric Afriat decided to come out of hiding and overbet shove now that he missed his flush. And he's sitting there with just king 8 high. And his 8 doesn't even play, by the way. Now he puts his man to the ultimate test or whatever. Villain never does this, according to GTO Wizard. We never shove or even bet in this situation when we have played the hand as Eric Afriat has played it so far. So he's made quite a few plays that the solver doesn't often do up to this point, and then on the end he's doing one that the solver never does. So this would be a blunder, a negative EV play by Eric Afriat, and then facing a shove with the king 9 of hearts. Hero actually has to call only 33% of the time because it is such an overbet. We're supposed to fold even the pair of 9s 67% of the time. I guess the theory being that the hands that do shove into us here are going to be flushes and full houses, and we at this point can't even beat a pair of aces. So I guess that makes sense to me. And if you guys want to learn more about the theory of poker using GTO Wizard, I've got a great deal for you. You can get 24 hours unlimited access, and then when you're ready to buy, you'll save 10% if you use our promotional affiliate link, which is gtowizard.com/p/TPE. All right, before I get out of here, let's do one more hand from last year's main event. This time we actually are on day 8. There are only 20 players left out of the 9,500 plus who entered. And the blinds at this point in the tournament are a ridiculous 500K, 1 million. And a player named Braxton Dunaway, he's got 90 million in his stack. So he's doing great late on day 8. He opens to 2 million, just a min raise here from middle position. And the action folds around to Jared Mingini in the big blind. He's got the 7 of spades, 6 of clubs, and 18 million in his stack. So facing a min raise from the big blind from a middle position open, do we want to call and see a flop with the 7-6 offsuit and 18 big blinds? Do we want to just fold our hand and live to fight another day? Maybe try to ladder up and think about ICM considerations. Do we want to maybe go for a 3-bet here and try to take this pot down pre-flop? I think it's a call. I would usually call in this spot. Like, I understand ICM. Like, if you want to fold and try to ladder up, I know the prizes go up again at 18 players, and there are only 20 players remaining at this point. So anyone who's out there shouting fold at the computer, that's fine. Go ahead and fold. I don't blame you. I would call because there are some pretty nutted hands that we can make with the 7-6, even the offsuit version of that. So we are heads up, out of position. I haven't told you what the villain has just yet. I will reveal that at the end. So let's play this hand from the perspective of Mr. Mingini. And the pot has 5.5 million in it. The flop comes ace of clubs, ace of spades, 7 of clubs. So ace, ace, 7 with 2 clubs, hero with the 7 of spades, 6 of clubs. So we've got 2 pair. And it's on us. I don't think we ever want to lead with this stack on this flop. No, thank you. I'm just going to check every time. So hero does check. And now Braxton Dunaway in position bets 1.5 million into the 5.5 million pot. So what is that? About 27%-ish. And actions on hero. I don't think we can fold right now. I think check raising is probably okay because we block flush draws and our pair of 7s does benefit from protection. I think calling is also fine and maybe even standard at this point. Preserve those chips, in case the guy does have an ace or a better hand than what we have. Maybe it's better just to, try not to lose the last 18 big blinds that we have and just make a call here. But against this sizing, I really think folding 7-6 would be a bit too tight. And Mingini does make the call, so he puts in 1.5 million. And now with 8.5 million in the middle, The turn comes the 6 of diamonds. So our board is now ace of clubs, ace of spades, 7 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. Hero with the 7 of spades, 6 of clubs. So we've got 3 pair or whatever. I mean, this is somewhat interesting because it's just very unlikely that the 7 or the 6 have hit our opponent when we have a 7 and a 6 in our hand. It's also unlikely that villain has 3 aces when we know where 2 of the aces are. So, what the heck does this guy have? I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe 7-6 is good, or that we could possibly be up against a hand like pocket kings, or all the way down to, I guess, pocket 8s, right? All those hands that can beat us. And then, of course, there's some ace X, although unlikely. It's, of course, possible that villain has trips. So what do you want to do? Do you want to lead here? I don't think we should. I think once we check call the flop, we want to check call again on this turn, unless he bets too much, and then we can maybe consider folding. I don't know, but I don't think we should start with a bet. No check call lead for me. I'm going to check, and that is exactly what Mangini did. And then Dunaway, into a pot of 8.5 million, he bets 5.4 million. So this is a fairly polarizing turn bet, especially considering the size of our starting stack. He's basically saying, I've got an ace or better right now, and it's up to us whether we want to believe that story. And also we need to consider what Dan Harrington always calls the hammer of future betting. So the problem is that we can't just call this bet and be sure to be guaranteed a showdown with this guy. He might put us all in on the river. There's no guarantee that he will or won't do that. It's within the realm of possibility that we could be facing a bet for our tournament life on the end. Is there a river that would come out that would make us happy to do that? I think the answer is no. Even a 7 on the river might not be a winner. If our opponent has an ace of any kind, we are drawing dead. So on one hand, this could just be a big stack bully. He's got 90 million in chips, and he sees my little stack, and he's sitting there with, like, I don't know, queen jack or something, no pair, no draw, and he's just going to keep barreling because he knows that if I have an ace, he's going to find out about it probably right now here on the turn. So he's barreling. That's one possibility. I think it's more likely that we are up against trips. This sizing, I would probably just tend to believe it and just throw my hand away, go for the ladder up, keep some of my stack, and maybe try to run it up and get some chips for the final table on the next hand. And I'd be done with this one at this point. I want to fold. Hero makes the call, and now the pot is almost 20 million, and Hero only has 8.1 million remaining in his stack, and the river comes the tray of spades. So the flush missed, and the board is ace, ace, 7, 6, tray. So we somehow end up with second pair on this board with just a 7. And what the heck am I supposed to do now? I guess you could try like a little blocker bet, maybe try to freeze him and convince him not to put us all in with a blocker bet, although I just don't know if we can get called by worse. Again, like if he's got queen jack or king jack or something like that, can he really call a bet of any size on the river? I think we're just going to get called or shoved on a lot, unless our pair of 7s is good, in which case maybe he'll fold, which I guess would be better than having to face an all-in against a bluff. So, I mean, there is some merit that I can see to doing, like, I don't know, some kind of cutesy little 4 million, half my stack now into 20 million. But I don't know, that's too fancy for me. I would just check and probably fold to a shove. So we check, hoping beyond hope that Dunaway doesn't bet any more chips. And Dunaway snap jams, putting us to the ultimate test for our remaining 8 million. Getting a really good price here, almost 4-1 on a call. But Jared Mangini found the fold, and I'm now able to reveal that Mr. Dunaway actually held ace queen, so he had trips and we were drawing dead on the turn. And that'll do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a good rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you might be listening. And for everyone here at Tournament Poker Edge, with special thanks to our sponsor, Jaka Coaching, I'm Clayton Fletcher. Thank you so much for listening.
I wanna hold them like they do in Texas, please. Fold them, let them hit me, raise it, baby, stay with me. Luck and intuition, play the cards with babes to start. And after she's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on her heart. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I'll get her heart, show her what I got. Get